Hey everybody, it's Dave and Tara. We're back again, and today I want to ask Dave a question. Is that okay with you?
Depends on the question.
Okay, today's question is, there is a secret objection out there that I've heard you talk about, and I was wondering if you could tell us what that secret objection is and why it's so important.
Well, the secret objection that we're discussing is one that most people have missed, and it's the whole concept that people weren't brought up to be entrepreneurs. They're not thinking that way.
Really?
No, I went to high school like 20 times longer than most people were supposed to. I failed. No, I'm just kidding. I actually did quite well in high school. But basically the point meaning is that you go through high school, you go through college, you go through university, and you're pretty much going to end up with a job or a career.
Yeah.
That's the topic that most people are thinking. So they're thinking that way. And the people that put together the curriculum are typically the people that were running huge industries and stuff like this. So they wanted workers that were coming out educated enough to be a good, solid employee. Okay? So when people are going ahead and thinking, well, what else could I do for money? They're not typically thinking, well, I can open up my own business.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not only a problem for you to relay that to other people, but when they go to discuss things with the people they want to show a great idea to, they're thinking job mentality. And the chain goes on and on and on. So if you don't address that hidden objection, I like to call it, right up front, what happens is you've got trouble. So you have to be able to find a way to flip this concept so a person's kind of going, well, what you got here is awesome, but they won't even look at it in the first place typically.
Right.
And if they do look at it, their default settings want to go back to, well, what about my job and what about my career? Right? So you've got that hidden objection that no one's really addressing. So the way to do that, you've got to perception shift people, or the concept where you're moving them into a better industry. Okay? Because now let's watch how this expands. Okay, so you've got people that are thinking, this is a great idea. I'm going to get an awesome job. Get that education, get that job. I'm thinking, this is great. You know, I'm going to get my job. I'm going to go from 15 bucks an hour to 16 to 17 to 18. And they think this is okay. You know, there's nothing really wrong with those numbers. But the issue now becomes that they're kind of going, I love the idea of working for somebody. You hear it all the time. I love my boss. Yeah. It doesn't happen, okay? It doesn't happen, but for some reason they're thinking that's a decent idea. And we're going, no, they've got it backwards on us. You know, what they've done to us is they go, here's what I want you to do, Tara. I want you to work for me. I want you to put in as much time as humanly possible for as little cash as I can give you. They call it a salary or a wage, right?
Why would I want to do that?
I don't know. That's my question. People are doing it all the time. So they're not actually thinking, well, what if other people were working for me?
Okay.
Because they're conditioned to think, I don't mind working for other people. And I'm just going, wait, okay, that was fine before you heard of this concept. But once you do, you're kind of thinking, this is what I want. Now, I want people working for me in my business because I can give you the skills, I can give you the training, I can basically get you successful, get you profitable. But this is what's really missed in this industry is they think that the people below them is where they're going to make money. That's not necessarily true. That's part of it. There's people above everyone that's in the sponsorship lineage that will actually help out because they have a financial incentive to work with as many layers of people as possible. Okay? Like we say, it's an industry of cooperation. And my funny thing is, I said, can you imagine your boss calling you up and says, you know what, I'm going to cut your hours in half, I'm going to cover your shift for you, and I'm going to give you a pay raise. Doesn't happen.
No, that wouldn't
in
happen.
corporate North America, but it does here.
Okay.
Right? There's been times where I've got to go on a vacation or go do something like this, and I've got one of my guys that's, you know, working with me, one of the guys that's in a management position in my upline, in my sponsorship lineage, and he's going to work with people for me. Because the people below him are below me, so he doesn't mind doing that. I call that hiring your boss. You get to actually hire your boss on, which is the guy that brought you in, or the lady that brought you into the business. It's awesome. So there's people on either side of you helping you earn money. Doesn't happen in jobs, does it?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Unless you get a couple promotions and stuff like this. And the thing is that there's no income caps either. There's no limitations on the amount of money you can earn, generally.
Well, and the other thing that I think is interesting is generally in a corporate kind of a job, the more money you make, generally you have to work more hours. Along with that, you get more responsibility. And I think that's one of the reasons people don't want to have their own business, because they think it's more work, more time, less freedom. So, and that actually is true in a lot of instances in a real brick and mortar type of business. I had my own business and I was working 14-hour days with my partners and trying to get the business up and running and get it profitable. It was a lot of work. It was definitely more work that I was doing when I was working for somebody else. And I think that's where that mentality also comes in about not wanting to be an entrepreneur because they associate it with working more. But that's not actually the case in this industry, like Dave's saying, is when you can hire your upline or hire your boss to help you out, then you've actually got less work to do. So I really like that idea.
What we're trying to do is flip this over, saying, okay, it's not so smart to be working for other people if you don't have to. It's better to work for yourself and show other people how to work for themselves.
So watch out for this hidden objection, because if you don't know it, it can definitely bite you.
I do bite.